Sunshine here. Welcome back to the channel, Fitness Girl Fun. Today I'm back outside in my backyard. I'm gonna be planting a couple vegetables. I'm gonna be planting some flowers. Also want to speak about what I want to plant in the future and how I'll be planting these certain herbs and planting my own herbs going towards the future because it's a lot cheaper for me and it'll help with the production of as far as business. So I'm not gonna lie, like it's kind of cold out here today. It's real chilly. I can't stand it, but I'm not gonna rush through this. I'm gonna explain this carefully as I can, I just want to show here what I have. Just some seeds that I've been collecting. I don't know if you guys saw that pandemic 2022 video. If you haven't, go back in the channel and watch that where I mentioned seeds. These are just some of the seeds that I have been collecting and saving. All right. I want to show you these seeds in particular that I believe I bought these on Etsy, if I'm not mistaken. It's a herb seed pack. It came as a pack. They are GMO free. That's what they're labeled as. So I love that. Let me turn it around. All right, and then it says at the top, greetings, fellow gardener. And it just talks about the company and the seeds and everything. So I just want to dump it and show you what it has. So as I try to demonstrate this to y'all, why this doesn't blow away, because I do live in Chicago, so it's real windy today. This is the Windy City. They do call it that for a reason. It's like always windy, and this stuff is blowing away. But this is what's in this herb packet here that I just showed you. As you can see, it's just different herbs. All right, they have some oregano, some sage. I am so excited to plant sage. I love sage. I use it in many different ways. All right, and I also have sage here as well. But I won't be planting sage today. I will be planting it in a future video. But things like sage and things like carrots and tomatoes and some of your bigger produce and vegetables, you do need more garden space. And if you don't have enough garden space, you can use buckets. So in a future video, I will be planting the sage, and I'm going to be planting it in buckets, in deep buckets, so I can have enough space and container space for the herbs to do what it has to do. Okay, also in this packet, it has cilantro, it has some dill, we have some thyme here, some basil Thai, some summer savory, some basil Italian, some fennel, some chives, carré, chamomile, and that's it. It's just some of your basic herbs and spices that you may cook with in the kitchen. And I will show in a future video how to dry out your herbs, okay? Once you grow them, you have to dry them out to get them in a state of, using them as spices, or if you want to make tinctures or make herbal teas like we do most of the time on this channel, Fitness Girl Fun, okay? So the packet also comes with these seed markers for you to label or mark where you plant your crop, okay? These are the rest of them right here. So like I said, I'm just gonna go through. See, it just blew away. See, that's what I'm talking about. You caught it live on camera. It is so windy in Chicago. It's true story. All right. So I have some lettuce here. I have some red peppers. I have some more sage. I have some watermelon. See, this is what I mean. Like things like watermelon, you need enough garden space. And if you don't have enough garden space, you can use deep buckets. Just regular deep buckets. I'm going to show you an example of just a regular deep bucket, okay? This bucket here, this is like a regular white, just a basic pale bucket. This is what you would use to plant things like watermelon. And like I was stating earlier, I'm gonna plant my sage in a deep bucket like so. But I'm not gonna use this bucket per se because this is for something else. I was just trying to show you as an example. Because today I'm using regular planting buckets. I'm not gonna use this. This is for your bigger things, like I said, like your watermelon. What else do I have in here? Oh, pumpkins. Things like tomatoes as well, okay? So as you can see right here, I just dumped my potting soil. That's all I did. I just added my soil to the pot. It feels really good. Feels really good. And if it has like anything like rocks and stuff in it like this, you just want to remove it. So here's our spinach once again. So since this pot is a little bit smaller or smaller in size, I'm gonna probably plant these an inch apart instead of 2 inches apart. Cause like I said, I did plant these before. I'm gonna just drop them in here like so. These spinach grows easily, in my opinion, from the first time I planted it. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just kind of move those seeds around with my finger and kind of just space them out and cover it with dirt. Allow the dirt to cover it.
And as I'm doing this, the sun came out. Isn't God good? Isn't he great? Isn't he amazing? Isn't he all that and then some? Isn't he the first and the last? Isn't he just everything and then some? As soon as I started planning this, the sun came out. God is so great. So I'm just kind of patting it down. And you want to make sure to have garden gloves, I forgot to mention, because this is very dirty and nasty. You don't want, like, dirt all underneath your nails. So you will need some kind of garden gloves or plastic gloves, some kind of gloves while doing this to protect your hands. So I'm just kind of covering the seeds. And I'm going to come back and water it. I did put the whole package in there. You don't want to make the seeds too deep. As you can see, I kind of dropped them on top for a reason, because you don't want to make the seeds too deep. You want to make them about a ½ inch to an inch deep in the dirt, okay? So I'm going to just come back. So now I'm going to add another layer of dirt on top of that. And this is a seed starting potting mix. Alright, as you can see, it says grow bulbs, root cuttings, all purpose, ideal for house plants. So this is good to have. This is good food for your plants, alright? It keeps it free of weeds and all of that. So I'm going to just add this on top. I'm going to add that on top just to cover it. Cover that layer. I'm going to add one more layer to be safe. A very thin layer. These layers are very thin. Alright, then I'm adding. Pat it down. And that's it. I'm going to water it. I'm going to sit it in my house. And you want to sit it somewhere where the sun can penetrate it. The sun rays can penetrate your plant and hit it, alright? I'm going to just sit it to the side for now.
Our pot of soil. I have my kale here. Now, you want to plant this kale. It says on the back, 1/4 of an inch to a ½ inch depth to sow. Alright, that means how deep. Alright, that means how deep the seed should be. Seed spacing 12 inches. Now, for me, I feel like this is more of if you're planting outside. This is a smaller little bucket, so I'm not going to use this whole package. I'm going to use probably like a handful or 2 handfuls, maybe 10 seeds out of this pack. All right. And as you can see, you could barely even see these seeds. They're barely even visible to the eye. They're like a off red color. They're a lot smaller than our spinach seeds. All right. So like I said, I'm not going to use the whole pack. I just dropped it there, but you could barely, let me get in close. They're really, really, really tiny. All right. They're really tiny. So I'm going to just kind of space them out now with my finger and kind of move the dirt around. You know what I mean? You just want to kind of move that dirt around. And space them out like so. Because you got to remember, y'all, we going to be using this. We going to be juicing this kale. We going to be juicing this spinach. You see how high spinach is? You see how high kale is? And a lot of times they spray all kind of pesticides and things on these crops. Some of these crops are GMO. They're not real. So we know by planting our own stuff at home, we know it's real. We know it's non-GMO. All right? It's like, I feel like it's the same theory like with cooking your own food. Like, you know what's, when you cook your own food, you know exactly what went into it. All right? You know exactly what ingredients you put, everything. Versus someone else cooking it or a restaurant cooking it, you're able to control the amount of carbs you're getting or fat you're getting. If you're watching your diet or if you're watching calories, you're able to control what goes on your plate, the amount of spices that are used in your food. Okay, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, y'all. So now that we have our kale in there, and some of this dirt I did add from outside on the ground. So as you can see like little, I just picked up like a worm. It was like a worm in here. That will help this crop grow. Okay, everything in the ecosystem, everything in nature is connected, all right? As you can see, the soil I got off the ground, it has old stems in it. You want to remove the old stems and rocks and twigs. It has old roots. Some soil has old roots. You can keep that. Here's a worm here in the soil. I don't know if you can see, but that will help the richness of this soil. All right, everything, like I said before, everything in the ecosystem, everything in nature is connected. So now we're gonna add our top just to cover, thin top. You don't want to add too much, a very, very thin layer. And that's it. And now I'm gonna water both of these plants. Right now I'm just gonna leave them out in the sun because the sun did just come out. Look at that. So I'm gonna allow these to sit in the sun. And last but not least, I'm gonna plant my flowers. So last but not least, I'm gonna plant my flowers. I have some African daisies here. I'm gonna leave this pot or put this in my house. I'm gonna put all three of these and leave them in my house anyway. I'm just adding the rest of whatever that was left. And then I'm gonna add my basic soil to this and plant the flowers, and that's it. So here, I'm just digging up some soil to add to this pot to fill it out. God is so great that he makes things like soil plentiful and water plentiful so we can make our own and plant our own, right? What a blessing. I'm just filling up this pot. And what you can do, you can speak affirmations over your plants. See there, as you can see, you see that little worm there? It's a little worm there. Let me get close. But I just wanted to say, you can speak affirmations to your plants, you know? Like how you speak affirmations to yourself by telling yourself good things. You could do the same thing to your plants and also to your pets. Like tell your plant, I love you. Tell your plant you're strong and you're tall and you're going to grow so big and abundant. Because as you know, plants, like everything else and most things in the universe, are living, breathing things. They are living, breathing things, all right? And they are conscious as well. Plants are conscious of the environment. That's why if you neglect a plant, it will show. Because the plant will die. So I'm just filling this up. You know, it's kind of like a relationship. When you neglect a relationship and you don't show up in a way that you're supposed to, and you don't play the role that you're supposed to play, that relationship can die. You know what I mean? Just like a plant or anything else, when you neglect it and you don't play your role, you don't play your part that you should. So there you go. I'm just filling that up. I'm just filling that pot up. Because now I'm gonna lay my flower seeds. And that's it. Do the same as before. Now these are told to be planted 1/8 of an inch and 10-inch in spacing if you're planting them outside, but I'm planting them in this pot. So those same rules do not apply. I'm not going to use this whole package. So these flower seeds are a little bit bigger in size than the vegetable seeds. I don't know if you can see, but here's what they look like. And I'm not going to add a lot. I'm going to space them out. Because I want this flower to come out so pretty when I plant it. The birds are going crazy today. I don't know if y'all can hear them, but they're going nuts. It's weird. All right. Let's add that on the top. Just adding a layer of dirt on the top to cover that dirt, to cover that very top layer. And that's it. Pat it down. And that's it. So here's our spinach. Here's our kale. And here's our African daisy, all right? And I will be labeling these. And I will be coming back in another video, part 2, just showing you how these are growing and how these are coming along. And just showing you the results and keeping you updated, all right? So stay updated on that part 2 video of this video. Peace. And that is another gardening series video with Sunshine, Fitness Girl Fun. Like I said, in the next gardening video, I will have my buckets and more supplies together to plant our sage and to plant some of our more advanced vegetables and advanced fruits. All right, so stay tuned for that video. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like this video. Leave a comment below or email me. I'll leave my business email below. All right, and peace. Thanks for watching. Check out our website. All right, we have workouts, meal plans, detox teas, new supplements coming. Check it below in the description box. Visit our Instagram at Fitnessgirlfun. Make sure to give us a follow, subscribe, like, and share this content. Bye.